My parents falsely accused my brother of being a creep and it's really affecting him. My brother is 15, my sister is 17, and I'm 23f. This is really stupid, and it shouldn't have happened but it did. Now I just want advice on how to make it better. Also, this is a story my brother told me as I wasn't there. He was in his room playing on his phone minding his own business. He got up to take out the trash. He came back to lay down on his bed. As he was laying down he noticed their dog walking out of his room. He ignored it. Later on his sister 17 noticed clothes were missing. She went looking for it and found it in my brother's room. The problem was that it was wet and slimy. She immediately told our parents, and they thought the worse. My dad, mom, and brother argued about it. Rude things were said. Apparently mom said I knew you were weird, but not this weird. My dad said I raised a predator. In the end my parents asked me to pick him up and let him stay with me for a couple of days. When I picked him up he didn't say anything and just sat in silence. He spent the entire time in the room he was staying in. He only came out for dinner. He skipped breakfast and lunch. His eyes were always red when he came out, so I assume he was crying. I've never seen him cry. Most of the time, when he's upset he just has a stone face, so what they said must have got to him. Finally at the end of the week his parents called me and said they wanted to talk to him, so they came over. Before they came over I tried to talk to him, but he ignored me. When parents came they apologized to him. Over the week they noticed more of sister clothes in his room until one day my dad caught the dog with my sister clothes. My brother just said okay and went home. I tried to ask my parents if he could stay longer, but they said that wouldn't be necessary. Later on I got a call asking me what did he do over my house, because he's just been in his room all day at their house. Is there anything I can do to help him feel better? Advice would be greatly unappreciated. Edit little update. Good news. He can stay with me until Sunday. I had to lie a little to parents to get him to come. I told them he should get out the house because he spends most of his day sitting in one spot with online school. They didn't believe me at first, but I said it would be a chance to get him out his room. They finally agreed. He was about to go to sleep, so I came just in time. I think the plan right now is to just spend time with him this week. I'm broke so it's gonna be mostly home stuff. I tried to talk to him on the car ride. I asked him if he's okay. He said he's fine, and we had a little conversation about his school. So at least he's talking now. He's in the spare room so everything is okay right now. Final update. Grey divorce. How do I avoid living in my kid's basement? Me, 72F. 72M husband. How can I protect myself financially in a grey divorce? Husband, 72 meters and I, 72F. Celebrated 50th anniversary with our family in July. This month, husband moved out and is filing for divorce. We are both retired from full-time jobs. Income is from Social Security. H $3.5 thousand, me $1.8 thousand monthly, and annuities. House has a $90,000 mortgage, $1,900 payments. Husband has run up $7,000 on a credit card I didn't know about until now. I currently work part-time at a school, which gives me $900 a month for 7 months. I want to stay in the neighborhood where my children live and where I have friends. TLDR, how to protect myself financially in grey divorce. I, 41M. Received an ultimate from my girlfriend of 7 years, 36F. Have kids immediately or break up. How do I respond? My girlfriend and I have had a rocky relationship. When it's good, which is 98% of the time, it's great. We have so much fun together, laugh a lot, and we even started a business together. When it's bad, it's really bad. We typically have problems one weekend every month. When my girlfriend goes out and drinks, she gets very mean. It's not uncommon for us to get in an argument and for her to walk out of the restaurant or bar and just leave me there. When this happens she'll ignore my texts, calls, and I won't see her until she decides to come home. Sometimes, very late at night, 4 AM. She also calls me names and is verbally abusive when she drinks. We always make up the next morning, and I keep most of it to myself. If I bring it up, she usually says I'm the problem and I'm controlling and drive her to do these things. She's given me an ultimatum to have kids or break up. It's been 7 years of dating and 6 years of living together. I've told her that we shouldn't have kids when our relationship is so volatile. She gave me until tomorrow to make a decision. How can I have kids and get married when one weekend a month she's so mean to me? We don't have any trust because she'll walk out on me in an argument, go to a bar, talk to other men, etc. She won't fully acknowledge her actions. I've told her over and over that I need at least 6 months of proving to me that we can have a good relationship without feeling hurt. There's so much resentment that when I bring up the things she says, she places blame on me. About 2 months ago she had a terrible health scare and had to go into emergency surgery. I spent 7 days and nights with her in the hospital. I didn't leave her side once. I thought the experience was going to solve our problems, but it hasn't. Also, out of the blue 2 weeks ago she said she's going to sign a lease for an apartment because she doesn't think I'm ready for kids. I asked her not to move out and to give me 2 weeks. The 2 weeks are up round. I understand she doesn't want to waste any more time, and I don't want to waste her time. But I'm conflicted and confused. I'm scheduling a call with a relationship therapist for later today, but I haven't told friends or family about this. I'm leaning towards saying something to the effect of, I love you and don't want this to end, but I can't start having kids and get married when we have these problems. I think the problems should be fixed first. If you can't wait for that, I guess we have to break up. Thanks for the help. I 27F am falling for my sister's 26FX 26M. Would it be unreasonable to date him? So I'm in a pretty complicated situation. My sister Amy was dating Paul for 12 years. From when she was 22 to 24. I wasn't too close with him, but we got along. Well, unfortunately he cheated with her best friend and this hurt my sister a lot. I was angry and hurt that he would do that to my sister. My sister became depressed and still has trust issues to the point she's scared to date. Recently, I went on a cruise with my friend and her BF, third wheeling. He saw me on the bar at the pool. He said hi, and I was very cold to him. I told him about himself, and to my surprise he accepted accountability. He told me the guilt he feels to this day and he's matured over the years. I decided to let bygones be bygones and I started hanging out as we were both third wheeling. We did excursions, shopping, etc. I didn't realize how strong our chemistry was. One night we both had a drunken mishap and hooked up. After that the cat was out the bag and we hooked up a couple times. When I got back him and I've been texting and we are considering taking things more serious. I haven't talked to my sister about it, but I can tell he's changed and a better person. Plus it's been a couple years. My 25M wife, 25F, made it a point not to thank me in front of her friends. I'm a bit upset. Posted on Eta, but thought it would be a better fit here. Yesterday I went to the store and got our groceries for the week. One of my usual chores. Wife had some friends over. As I was bringing in the food and putting everything up, one of them remarked how nice it was that I was taking care of that. I smiled and continued. I expected my wife to say yeah he's great isn't he, or something similar to what I say about her every day, and move on. Instead, she said he lives here too. It's just as much his responsibility to be sure we have food to eat. Alright, very true. I voice my agreement. She continues. Him taking in a few bags of groceries doesn't mean he's anything special. Okay, again fair enough. Not a particularly loving or kind choice of words though. I don't say anything back. That still isn't the end. As I finish everything up she goes on a 2 or 3 minute monologue about how men need to step up around the house more, that they shouldn't be applauded for doing basic household tasks, we, women, should demand more etc etc. Once again, a valid point in many situations but that's where I got a bit irritated. First of all, my wife saying all of this in front of me as I'm doing stuff, with the catalyst of the conversation being one of her friends admiring me for doing that stuff, implicates me as part of that problem. Which is bullshit. I do every bit as much work around our home as she does. Probably a bit more honestly. Also no kids FYI. If she wanted to talk about this, again, very valid observations in general, she should detached it from me as an individual i.e. yeah he does so much around here, but so many other men don't. Secondly, it just felt weird and a bit hurtful that she would take this opportunity to give a sermon instead of just complimenting her husband, at least in front of him. Most of the things we do around the house are day-to-day stuff that needs to get done for everyone, not personal favors. Yet this doesn't stop me from thanking and appreciating her for everything that she does on a daily basis. Because we are not co-workers, we are spouses that should love, support and build up each other. Hell, even some people at work say thank you on occasion for doing your job. After her friends left I talked with her about these issues. She entirely disagrees, repeating the same point about how I don't deserve gratitude for this and that. Again, not the best attitude to have towards a spouse and a marriage. What should I do from here? May seem like a small issue but it really did sting a little. My 30F marriage is shaky and my husband, 42M, would like me to get an abortion. Hi everyone, I need some honest advice. It's a long one. I, 30F, am married to my husband, 42M, for 5+ years. We have 3 kids, 3, 2, and 3 months. I found out towards the end of when I was pregnant with my 3rd child that my husband was having an affair and he told all our family friends about it. Embarrassing I know, and I still can't show my face to them till this day. I wanted to get a divorce, but he has apologized and begged, and we are in marriage counseling. I have not forgiven him, but I'm trying to, and he is making an effort to be different. I found out last week that I was pregnant completely unplanned. My IUD is currently at my doctor ready for insertion next week, and I found this out. My third child was supposed to be my last with him, given that I cannot trust him, and our marriage is on the rocks at this moment. Some history. He has never been nice to me during my pregnancies, all three of them. There was always a problem with the woman, and this third time was the first time I caught him red-handed. Back to the issue. I never wanted to have another child for him, because I somehow just knew after what happened recently that we would very well most likely divorce in the future. Not the near future, but maybe in 10 plus years to come. I can't shake that feeling, and I'm preparing for it. When I told him about the pregnancy, he took a few days to think about it, and yesterday night he told me he would prefer that I got an abortion. I'm not surprised by this. I guess I was just taken back hearing it said out loud. He listed his reasons, which included cost of childcare, the kids' ages, and how we appear to his friends and community. That we have 4 kids, so close in age. Simply saying that he only planned for 2, now we have 3 and 4 is simply out of the question. Now, knowing my husband and his past behaviors in our marriage, I know that, although he is not outright forcing me to get an abortion, I know that, if we're to go ahead and have this child, he will hate me and hold it over my head. I will be on my own during this entire pregnancy, and my marriage will most definitely suffer if not end. He will believe I did it on purpose and lament on how he had no say in the situation and all that. I also think 4 is a lot of kids and it's not what I had planned, but I don't think I can go through with an abortion. I'm very conflicted at the moment. I can't sleep or concentrate at work. I'm currently the primary breadwinner. It fluctuates between us, and I have a pretty good support system. I can take care of them myself, but I would not want to do it alone either, especially not now that they are still so young. What would you do if you were me? And advice? TLDR, mom of 3, currently pregnant unplanned, husband doesn't want the additional baby, me. M20, my girlfriend. F22, have a boring relationship without sex. How do I handle this situation? My girlfriend. F22, and I. M20, have been together for 3 years. They were 3 great years filled with many great memories, but for the last few weeks I have been doubting whether to move on or not. In the beginning of our relationship we did many fun things together and had sex daily. Great sex. However, for the last 7 months, we have hardly been intimate. At first I thought that this was just temporary and would improve once we moved in together. Since 4 months we are studying at university and are in a student room together, but it didn't. We rarely kiss or cuddle and don't even have sex weekly despite me trying regularly. She is always tired or sick, or she just says she doesn't feel like it. I don't want to seem like a shallow person, but I need intimacy and also sex. It feels like she no longer finds me attractive. On top of that, there is another problem. She never wants to go anywhere to do anything fun, while I want to. I want to go partying, to the cinema, to the cafe. I just wanna be young and live life. But she wants to stay at home and watch TV and then fall asleep every day. Then when I go out with my friends, without her, she gets angry and accuses me of not wanting to be with her and leaving home alone. I have already tried to talk to her about these things, so she knows how I feel about it. Most of the time she doesn't want to talk about it, or she starts crying, and then I feel guilty. I don't need daily sex or weekly party statin nights like we used to do. But I'm only 20 and now is the time to be young, and instead I feel like a 50-year-old married dude. How do I handle this situation? Edit. She has struggled with depression before, but she always talked to me very openly about it, and we got through it together. We were also more intimate back then we are now. Hugs, kisses, things like this.